Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've covered this week's X-Men books and Avengers books. Now it's time to move on to this week's Spider-Man books, as well as Star Wars. Kicking things off, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man number 39. Continuing the Gang War crossover. Where we left off in Gang War, the first strike, basically, Hammerhead's fanning of the flames the last few months have, have ignited into a full-scale gang war. A gang war which was one of the first casualties. He's not dead, mind you, but he did get worked over pretty well by Madame Mask, who had been presumed dead since the failed wedding of Tombstone's daughter Janice Lincoln, aka the Beetle, and Randy Robertson. That said, yeah, it's rough, and Spider-Man Peter Parker has opted to step up and do something about it. Basically, telling Mayor Cage that he's going to do something about it, but he can't have the NYPD, getting in the way. As at the moment, vigilantism is currently truly illegal in New York, thanks to former Mayor Wilson Fisk. So, also, Peter has begun building a team to deal with all this, which so far includes Spider-Woman. So, the issue opens in 6 hours after the first strike. Ringmaster and is in the midst of a battle with Crime Master, and using his hypnotizing helmet or hat to recruit civilians to his side against Crime Master and AIM. AIM gets reinforcements, but Spider-Man and his team, which has since grown to include Miles Morales, She-Hulk, and Daredevil, Elektra, they're all in. So, She-Hulk deals with the AIM tank that brought reinforcements. While Spidey and everyone else deals with the first with AIM, basically explaining that it's AIM. There's no need to be gentle. Electra goes after Ringmaster. He tries to hypnotize her, but a lifetime of making it so that to strengthen her mind makes her pretty much immune. But Spidey reports to Mayor Cage that things are handled there. However, but Cage basically explains, okay, here are the hot spots. It's explained that Mr. Negative is moving on Lady Yulan on the Lower East Side. Diamondback is making a play for downtown with Hydra's help. Hogwarts is making noise in Brooklyn. And it seems that everything is turned up to the Monster Metropolis under Murray Hill. And then, of course, there's Hell's Kitchen, which is smoldering. Elektra opts to take care of Hell's Kitchen. Spider-Woman goes after Diamondback. That's what he gets for getting into bed with Hydra. Miles goes to deal with Hobgoblin in Brooklyn. And so, She-Hulk and Peter go to deal with the monsters. In Harlem, Black Mariah makes a move on what was Tombstone's territory. However, she's the Beetle, Tombstone's daughter, intervenes. And at Harlem Hospital, Randy Robertson is recovering. It's not like he's up and about. He's still unconscious, but his father Robbie is talking to him. When Tombstone gets up, comes to see Robbie and Tombstone talk a bit, and Robbie shows Tombstone how things are looking outside. And so Tombstone has to check himself out of the hospital. At Murray Hill, Spider-Man and She-Hulk deal with monsters, while Shotgun is watching, getting an idea of what was going on. But Shotgun is informed that Tombstone is awake, asks if he should take care of that, but his employer states after the land rush, his employer being presumably Madame Mask. Back in Harlem, Beetle begins working on her war plan. It seems that she got backup from some of the lower level Sinister Six characters, but her father returns to the warehouse he operates out of, intending to basically take back control, but suggesting that they're getting short their defenses, but Janice says that that's not what they're going to do. Not going to ride everything out. They're going to take it all the way. Janice wants all of Harlem. When Tombstone informs her she's not in charge, she points out that she has been. She's had to be. And she's in the middle of making plays that she has to finish. When Tombstone asks her if she has any idea what he did to get where he is, and Janice says that Tombstone always kept that from her. But whatever it is, she asks if he has the stomach to do whatever it is to his own daughter, and, well, Tombstone says that he doesn't. But he also has White Rabbit Goat accompany her to take care of her. Presumably in a, make sure she doesn't get hurt type of way. Madame Masks is watching the city burn from Hammerhead's place, and then drags him to where she's left her father, Captain Faria, and Silvermane, presumably. And it's presumably going to be torture. At Murray Hill, the monsters have been driven back to the Lost Metropolis when Tombstone shows up. But Tombstone offers something of alliance. Help him take down some crime bosses. Again. When She-Hulk asks if Spider-Man wants to talk about it, well, he doesn't. To be clear, early in the Zeb Wells run, Tombstone manipulated events to have Spider-Man remove the Rose from... basically take the Rose out of play. And afterwards, Spider-Man jokingly suggested that the two of that him and Tombstone maybe they should work together on a more open basis. Let everyone know that they're working together. After all, surely Tombstone's buddies wouldn't have a problem with that, right? But that is where the issue ends. Gang War's getting interesting. I'm looking forward to this issue. Clearly set up additional tie-ins, including the tie-in issues of Miles Morales, as well as the Daredevil tie-in miniseries. So, and further added to set up for further adding to and basically retroactively set up Jessica Drew's new ongoing. Moving on though to our next book, we got Venom number 28, guest starring Black Widow. So the group No Name is trying to hold Alchemax responsible and accountable for a chemical leak that occurred at one of their plants and killed a bunch of people in the nearby town. No Name has also captured the most recent host of the toxin symbiote, Brent Waters, to use as one of their potential victims. As, will kill these people if the information isn't released. Having also removed toxin from Brent. Dylan Brock has meanwhile got himself a new ally in the form of Black Widow, who's recently gained a symbiote, and the two of them have tracked down Brent's father, an Alchemax executive. While talking, a sniper attempted to, while the three were talking, a sniper attempted to take out Waters. The issue begins with Venom taking out the sniper, and Black Widow stating that the sniper isn't part of No Name, they're a government contractor. The toxin symbiote, meanwhile, has bonded with one of the No Name troops on their way back to base. But Oscar Waters explains to Venom and Black Widow what happened. It explained that the leak occurred, and the Life Foundation, with some government backing, basically wanted to see, okay, maybe let's see if how this plays out. Basically, perhaps exposure to this chemical will make humans, those exposed to it, unsuitable hosts for symbiotes. Instead, it caught, and it did, by getting everyone sick and killing most of those who were sick. But it turns out that the government is trying to shut No Name down. The van that has Toxin's new host is stopped by government troops, and more government troops, mercenaries, basically. No Name's live stream stops. Sleeper goes to rescue Toxin. Sleeper and Toxin go after Bren. The contractors take out hostages as they're being released. Venom joins in to help Sleeper and Toxin. Turns out that the chemical in the water is also dangerous symbiotes, with Black Widow thinking that perhaps the chemical might not be terrestrial in origin. But Toxin and Venom save Bren. However, the toxin symbiote isn't entirely keen on rebonding with Bren at the moment. But Sleeper, Venom, Bren, and Toxin get out and get to Flash Thompson's apartment. Flash Thompson's anti-venom abilities are able to heal Bren as well as Toxin. And Dylan learns that it seems Carnage is back. Or that at least it looks like it. He is. He is. And Flash asks where Dylan's father is. And that is where the issue ends. Next issue will actually bring. We'll have Eddie returning to the issue or to the series for the moment. So we'll have something of an answer to Flash's question then. Moving on though to our next book, we've got Star Wars Dark Droids D Squad number 4. Continuing Dark Droids. So where we left off, the newly formed D Squad was attempting to recruit another member, Clone Wars hero KTQT, an astromech that were R2 a person you could say he's infatuated with. However, QTKT took a blaster bolt last issue. However, she popped the top of her dome, which appears to have a drone inside, which appears to be a drone. But D Squad takes on the Scourge's legions and then heads to Tatooine, where it turns out that where it's believed that Ajax Sigma's core, or neural core, is being held by Jabba the Hutt. It isn't. He never actually received that, it seems. But the droids don't know that, so they disguise R2 and infiltrate Jabba's palace, presumably to handle the droid problem, and leaving Triple Z and BT-1 on their ship. But R2 and KT make their way through, running into Lando along the way. Though Lando is initially very nearly shoots them both. Droids, yeah. But thinks that one of the droids, one that looks like a cobbled together astromech, seems kind of familiar. It's R2. But Lando doesn't continue to look into it and makes his way to the rest of the story from his story from the last few issues of Star Wars. R2 and KT make their way to the droid workshop, and R2 provides a distraction while KT gets the information from Jabba's databanks about, Ajax Sigma's neural core. When they get the information they need, they head back to the rest of the droids. And turns out that Jabba actually does know, a bit of information about Ajax Sigma, aside from he doesn't have Sigma's neural core. And so D Squad makes their way to Mechas 3, the colony of the Second Revelation, picking up where one of our recent issues left off, with D Squad recruiting Ajax Sigma to their cause. And that is where the series ends. So yeah, this wraps up the D Squad miniseries. The story itself will of course be wrapped up in Dark Droids number 5, which likely should have been released this week, but was presumably delayed. D Squad was a fun miniseries, and I liked the references, at least the fact that there were some references to the D-Squad from the Clone Wars, aside from just R2 being there. Moving on, though, to our last one for the moment, we've got Star Wars number 41. Also continuing Dark Droids. Now, I mentioned that it seems like Dark Droids number 5 was supposed to release this week, but didn't. And in fact, Star Wars, it takes place during the events of Dark Droids number 5 and contains spoilers for the issue. Where we left off, Luke, Leia, Chewie, and Lando were on Epiconia, hoping to save Lobot and stop the Scourge. They've been surrounded, and it seems that the Scourge has found a way to bridge the gap between the metal and the meat. And so more of the drones come out going after the heroes of the Alliance, and actually managing to turn most of them. With the Scourge saying it will be the new Force, having gotten haven't managed to get Luke, but Ajax Sigma kills the Scourge. We go to find Lobot, opting to help it. Lando is very, with all the people there, well, Leia feels that these people should be helped by the Alliance, or at least by the quartet there. Lando kind of says that it's not their problem. Finds Lobot. Lando and Chewie head back to the Falcon with Lobot. Luke and Leia do what they can to help the survivors of Epiconia. And Lando reveals to Chewie that he has the talkie that basically created the Alliance's current encryption codes. Convinces him to save Lobot. While trying to convince the droid to save Lobot, Luke and Leia show up. Lando admits everything that's happened, even though Lobot tries to prevent him from doing so. But with everything that Lando admits to, Leia arrests him for treason. He needs to be put on trial, with the penalty being death. Lando accepts this, and well, that particular story will be continued in the trial of Venom Calrissian. That is where the issue ends. The trial of Venom Calrissian should be very interesting, though before we get to that, it seems there will be an issue, or a story arc involving Luke taking on a Sith Lord before Vader. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.